Hello, gamers. Check this out. I've done something really cool. Do you hear that? That is combat music. Specifically, I ripped the music from FTL because it's got good music. And I think it's not too intrusive. So what I downloaded was a... It's still playing, it's going to take a bit. There we go. Apparently if you do quit the simulation, it keeps playing when you're in the refit menu sometimes. Might be a little bit of a bug. But I found a mod. It's like a Darksynth battle music mod. You can go download that off the forums. It is up to date. And you can change the music yourself. There's some instructions on the mods page. Of course, that link is going to be in the description. But I've opted to just remove like the Darksynth battle music. I felt it was too intense. And I've gone with FTL because the music in that game in general is really good, including the battle music. So with that being done, first thing I want is more fuel, because I have some stuff to do. Yeah, whatever. I'll pay taxes. Fine, I will pay taxes, because I would rather pay taxes than waste my time. Because I've got a few missions to do. We want to help out our friend Rayon so that we can start getting higher difficulty bounties. And what we have right now, in this one I was talking about how weird it is that it's so expensive, but that's because in the Intel page it doesn't show you S mods. So this fleet, while it is a lot smaller than the other fleets that I could fight, it's one of those high-level mercenaries that has S mods and probably high-level officers too on everything. It's more of a quality over quantity type fleet. That being said, even if these are high quality, you've still only got a couple of cruisers, plus a light cruiser, and then destroyers, with only 5 more ships. So even if they're high quality, I don't think these are beating 2 Paragons, really. So I'm not worried about it. I think this one is going to be really fairly straightforward, fairly easy. A clean 600,000 credits. That'll be nice. And on top of that, we've got a couple other missions that I'm going to try and do. This one, I should be fine. I've got enough Marines. I'm pretty sure it said I need like 150, and now it says 100. It actually went down compared to what it said in the Intel. And hopefully I can do this spy sat. I'm not really in it for the money, in it for the reputation. Now, the blockade has started. Well, it's about to start. It's going to take a little bit of time. But unlike, say, the Luddic Path, you can kind of leave it there for a little bit. Like, if the Luddic Path, if you're not there to deal with it when it shows up, you're kind of screwed. The blockade, yeah, if you don't deal with it immediately, you're going to take a hit to accessibility. But it's not like you're going to lose your colony. So you can survive with that accessibility penalty for a little bit of time before you go show up to stop it. The real problem is that the colony crisis meter only reset to like half. I thought it would reset way down here after it triggered the crisis, but no, it only resets to about half. And with all of this points ticking up, you're getting about 30 a month, which is a lot. I guess that's going to take maybe 10, yeah, it's going to take like 10 months, so less than a year. And so the crisis for the Persean League, where like the early crises took like forever to actually trigger, this one triggered pretty fast, which is fair because I did start using more AI cores and such, which increased all of this. But then the problem is that it doesn't reset back to like 0. It doesn't need to go all the way to 0, but I thought it would be less than half for sure. So the fact that it only resets to about half seems a bit crazy to me. Because now I don't really have that much time. Luckily, the Persean League crisis, you do have a lot of time to deal with, in that sense. But it looks like they're going to be coming one after another pretty quick. Where at the start, it took forever for the first one to show up, and then a reasonable amount of time for the next one to show up, and now the next one's going to come along pretty quickly. Maybe the crisis meter could reset even lower. Especially once we get the ability to deliberately increase the meter, right? Once we get the ability to do a little diplomatic insulting in order to get this meter to fill up faster. Once you have more control over the meter, right, because there's always going to be arguments about pacing. Is it too fast? Is it too slow? Well, once you have the option to speed it up for experienced players who just want to do the crisis really quickly, then it makes sense that you would actually slow it down so the default is really slow, because that makes it more forgiving for new players. And then experienced players have the option to just, get them over with quickly. So that's something worth considering from a design point of view. But for now, we're just going to go do what we've got to do. Field modulation, you say? I think I would rather have that. We're going to drop you. We're going to pick you up. Because I want to do gunnery implants, so I can get some ECM. We've got 5% from these guys. We'll get gunnery implants, make it elite. That'll get us up to 9%. Wait, I'm supposed to get... yeah, and then I'll... Right, I was going to do the Eagle with the Alpha Core, but I'm not going to do that anymore. So maybe I'll throw in like a Heron or something. I could do that. I could throw in just a Heron, right, as my last ship. And give it like a ECM package or something. That's an option. And now, of course, without the carrier skills, a lot of carrier options aren't very good. But Triple Cobra is very fun, even without any carrier skills. Replacement rate is really not an issue for Cobras. Speed, of course, is nice, but they still work without it. Now, of course, Cobras are very high variance in terms of how effective they are. I've taken them up against Radiant, like Triple Cobra Heron. I've taken them up against Remnants, and sometimes they do like 80,000 hull damage because they just demolish cruisers. They snipe several Reapers into like a Radiant, and then they overload multiple ships, allowing other teammates to score kills. Sometimes they do that, and then sometimes they do like nothing because their Cobras just get shot down. Very, very high variance, but it's really fun to watch because unlike something more balanced, something that's more consistent is going to be less interesting because when it's working, it's less noticeable. It's just kind of doing its thing, fighters doing a little bit of damage here and there, versus when Cobras hit, you can see that they did something and it was big. So that could be fun. And then yeah, a Heron with like a mercenary officer could work. Or I guess I could have like a roster of different ships that I use to fill out that last 20 points, and then whatever mercenary officers I happen to find, I'll pick out the right ship and load out for them. I want to do that. It's just mercenary officers cost story points, and I don't have a lot of those. Anyways, let's get going. Yeah, whatever. Oh no, anyways, moving on. Tritakian patrol that actually used an Odyssey. Interesting. That's quite unusual. Let's go do a little trolling with the pirates. Ah yes, this mining station. I failed a mission. I took a mission to get it earlier and didn't do it, so that got lost, but now apparently somebody else really wants it scanned. It's funny how they always want you to scan them, but they don't care about the loot. It's really strange how that works. Alright, so we probably want to sneak up on them. That might make life a little bit easier. 0.9... Wait, hold on. These are mothballed. Do they still provide... I guess they have to. I guess the Revenant, even while mothballed, is still providing this bonus. Maybe it's providing less of a bonus, though, because only 4% reduction is really not much. Yeah, there's a big old fleet there. Okay. Yeah, I don't really think I care about anything that's here. Maybe I can sell them some stuff. Do you guys need heavy machinery? No. Not really. Well, actually, the price is not bad. If I could sell them on the black market for 148. I'll sell them like 100, I guess. There you go. I'm gonna have to look for somewhere that's buying them more. But there really isn't. Like, the highest seems to be 143 at Orthus. I could create an artificial shortage. That would be funny. But I'm not going to spend the time to do that. At least not right now, anyways. Yeah, we'll go up until they start having excess. And that'll be that. Got a lot of extra heavy machinery I've got to pawn off on somebody. Okay. Let's do military. Launch a raid. And we are doing the extraction. Yeah, we've got a little bit of extra, so we can go raid something else. Like volatiles. Those are very relatively valuable, and if they got extra, then it's easier to raid them. Uh-huh. Launch. Excellent. So now, oh, you have to return, of course. You got to bring the guy back, naturally. Let's just get out of here. Bye-bye. An omen. I could even recover it. I'm not going to. Manticore. Oh, look at that. Both of them were recoverable. No story points needed. Well, I am going to go there pretty soon anyways, so let's take that. See, look at that. This got much bigger ships than the other one, but, of course, no S mods. In fact, they've got D mods. Alright. Let's get over here. And let's get this over with. Actually, I might want to just... I've been having this mothballed, but I could just unmothball it and drag it around. 7. Even with degraded drive field, it's the same as the Paragon. It's not slowing me down or anything. Oh yeah, this could be one of the ships that I keep on my roster. Right, even though it's only 15 instead of 20, it is a Hyperion. Hyperions are still pretty useful, even after they've gotten nerfed. I mean, delicate machinery sucks, but phase teleporter working even without safety overrides is kind of cool. Whereas before you needed safety overrides. Like well, it only worked when it had the zero flux boost. So basically the Hyperion by default was okay, and then with safety overrides was amazing because you could just teleport at any time. But then they realized, well, hey, hold on, everyone's just slapping safety overrides on this thing. That's not quite right. So they changed it, so now the phase teleporter just... You don't need the zero flux boost, you can just use it at any time. And then they added delicate machinery just to make it... Just to really drive home that you're probably not supposed to use safety overrides on this thing. You definitely can. But it's not gonna last very long. So that all being said... I mean, this is a great platform for, like, Omega weapons. 100%. You can give it, like, a heavy needler in this slot. Or you could give it a missile weapon, like a Typhoon. And you can go with, like, a Cryo Flamer plus Cryo Blaster. Or something. Yeah, like a Typhoon with a Cryo Flamer and Cryo Blaster would just be very obnoxious. That would kill a lot of stuff. But if you don't have Omega weapons, then the best combination is probably Heavy Needler, Ion Pulsar, Heavy Blaster. Right? It gives you kinetic damage. Then the Heavy Blaster's got good hit strength, and the Ion Pulsar has EMP damage. Alright, yeah, let's unmothball this. Trying not to sneeze, excuse me. Actually, do I want to use this? I don't think I want to use this right now. I'm just going to leave that mothballed. The increased maintenance does suck. Yeah, I can afford to do that. Yeah. Let's go with that. So one of the cool things about Revenants is that you can slap on like auxiliary fuel tanks and expanded cargo, and unlike a normal cargo ship, right, the ones that have the civilian grade hull mod, they get increased maintenance from slapping those hull mods on. But the Revenant doesn't have civilian grade, even though it is a civilian ship. So it ends up not getting the penalty, and you just get that 30% extra. Of course, that kind of matters less once you start S-modding things, but in a sense that lets you S-mod other stuff. Like you can have both auxiliary fuel tanks and expanded cargo holds, and then choose to S-mod like solar shielding and efficiency overhaul. Whereas for one of these, if you want to use expanded cargo holds, you kind of have to S-mod it. Otherwise, it's just inefficient. Alright, well, we'll carry that around. Get a little extra cargo, a little extra fuel. That's nice. And a little bit of sensor profile reduction, at least when our transponder is off. Yeah. And we need a name. We'll name you after, I think this is a video game, Ghost of Tsushima. I think that's a video game. Alright, and someone said, instead of Dreams of Reims, Dreams of Atlantic. Like Dreams of the Atlantic Ocean, or like Pacific. Kind of cool. But then I realized, wait a minute, Atlantic, what about Atlantis? Yeah, I think that's even better. That's an improvement. One of them... I think there was another. All right. I was going to change this to Black Sun Rising, because I was thinking about, you know, Excalibur Rising's a bit, you know, let's move on from that one. I couldn't think of anything else at the time, but then I was like, wait, there's like a star in the sector called like Black Emperor, and I thought, wait, Black Sun, not Black Sun Emperor. Hold on. Why did I fumbled that. Black Sun Rising. There we go. Black Sun Emperor. It's a little weird. But anyways, Black Sun Rising instead of Excalibur Rising. I think that's pretty cool. We'll go with that. Gatekeeper of the Frontier. Yeah, there were definitely some good name suggestions, but I think we'll leave it at that. At some point, maybe, depending on how these Medusas perform, they may end up getting replaced with, like, Manticores. We'll see. I might just experiment with a bunch of different stuff. Or I may end up being happy with them. Don't know yet. Right, you guys don't have any burst PDs, of course. I've only got like 3. Should be looking for more of those. I guess we'll see. We will see. Alright, we'll talk to you. There you go. No, of course you don't have any more work for me. It hasn't been long enough yet. Let's get out of here. Let's head right over to our next mission. The spy sat. Hopefully we can actually pull this off. Otherwise, if we lose reputation, it's going to be a little annoying. Maybe I'll have to drop off some ships. I mean, the great thing about this system in particular is this is where the abandoned terraforming platform is. So if I need to drop off ships to do it, it's going to be real easy because it's right in the system. All right, and I am going down here, so yeah, I'm going to go down this way. Get the bounty, then we can come up, do these missions, and then go up to the corner. Alright, did I star this? I don't know if I'm going to get to this in time. I've got a lot of other things that are a higher priority. Alright. Yeah, so we can just hop over here. Drop off a bunch of stuff if we need to. Ideally, we could just walk, we can just kind of like mosey on up and it won't be an issue. But we will have to wait and see. Yeah, okay. I'm seeing some ships, I'm seeing some patrols. So we're going to do a couple of things. We're going to drop off the biggest ships. We're not going to drop off all the omens. Partly just because that's pointless. That wouldn't reduce our sensor profile, and also because getting the officers back in is going to be a pain. But we can drop off like these. This. Might as well drop off that for now. And the Paragons. I will have to put the officers back in a minute, but it's just 2 ships, so that's fine. And then over here, just drop off enough stuff that we can actually do this. Perfect. And then we go over to here, the sensor array, introduce false readings. And then leave. This is perfect. Look at that clean blue engine trails. Just gorgeous. And we've got a couple of ships. Oh, right. I was saying how the Revenant was still giving us phase field even though it's mothballed. That's wrong. It's because of this little guy. Of course. Yep, nothing to see here. I am not doing anything suspicious. So, we're down to a sensor profile. 60. It's going to jump up to 2, because right now it's still counting us in the asteroid field, even though we left a second ago. Yep, there we go. And we're just going to go back, turn our transponder. Easy as that. Very simple. And now you guys have a sleeper cell, but that's fine. It's not going to do anything. And this is grown. Perfect. So, I did, after asking everyone if I could increase the hypershunt range, a lot of people said yes. Well, a few people said yes. Nobody said no. So I went ahead and did that. I think it's fair. You know, if you want to, like, it just adds to the experience here, I think, because, like, I don't need it. Clearly my colonies are doing just fine without it. So just adding it in and allowing it to actually be used if I didn't increase the range, I just wouldn't use it. So allowing it to actually be used in this playthrough will give people a chance to see sort of the steps that you have to go through to actually activate it. You know, first off, you kill the Tesseracts, obviously, but then you need to bring a ton of materials to the hypershunt itself and reactivate it. So that's going to require me to buy, like, several atlases in order to fit all of that metal. And then we've got to set up the hypershunt. We've got to make sure that we're feeding enough transplutonics into it and all of that stuff. So that's something that I am going to do at some point. Probably not today, though. And speaking of which, getting refining active would be nice. Although I am tempted to go for a military base right away. Since I've got orbital works going. Yeah, it's not like I'm going to be doing it today. So I'm probably fine just going for a military base, to be honest. Not that I have enough cash for it yet. Yeah, I think I would rather go for a military base. It'll slow down crisis progress even further. Right now it's only multiplied by 0.9, and going to military base will reduce that to 0.7, which will be nice. And on top of increasing, you know, the fleets in our system, making them stronger. And then from there, I'll go for the refinery, which will then provide enough transplutonics on planet to feed, right, because I've got the catalytic core, so I could get its productivity up sky high, which should be able to feed the hypershunt tap very easily. And then that will allow me to get an extra industry, so I can get mining, which will then produce these ores, which will then feed into the refinery, so that can't be disrupted through shipping. So we're never going to worry about that -5 stability penalty if you fail to meet transplutonic demand. And then, once it hits size 6, we can get fuel production. And because this place has volatiles, that also can't be disrupted. So it'll end up being more or less a perfect fortress world minus the lack of extreme heat for cryarithmetic engine. But to be fair, I don't have a cryarithmetic engine. I have everything else except that. So for the circumstances I'm in, this is as perfect as it gets. And that will be very cool. Okay. So with that out of the way, I need to grab all my stuff. And now we can go do some combat. Just take all of it. Thank you very much. It's a good thing pirates just happened to not come by here. Ever. I mean, if they did, like, that would just be awful. Be like, hey, free storage. Psych! You lost everything. That would not be a fun game mechanic, let's face it. That's just the reality. Even if it would be more realistic, it would not be fun. Nobody would like it. Okay, I do think I need more supplies before I head out there. But other than that, yeah. Looking good. Looking real good. So you ended up with perfect skills. That being said, I might switch elite target analysis over to field modulation. Because I'm not sure they need that extra damage. Tachyon lances already have plenty of EMP even without the plus 100%. So it's a choice between more offense or more defense. and I'm not sure which one's going to end up being more useful. Both are really good, and I'm not getting rid of this one because I found that plus the speed from helmsmanship I find makes a big difference in their ability to chase down like a radiant that's trying to use face skimmer to get away. The ability to just stay on top of it and prevent it from actually venting, that's crucial. And the speed from helmsmanship plus like coordinated maneuvers, maxing out your nav rating, lets you do that. On top of the fact that it makes it very hard to actually surround the Paragon with like a bunch of cruisers, which the Remnant will do if they can, but with that extra speed it becomes very difficult. Although you could probably stand to have auxiliary thrusters because, yeah, the lack of, you do need some kind of maneuverability boost, even if it comes at the cost of that flux. Alright, let's get going. Let's get out of here. It's time to Shazam. So we'll do that first. Do I need to go back to you? No, I don't think so. Not for that one. That's just a spy sat. That being said, what's our reputation at? 34. Okay, we're making progress. Excellent. Right, hold on. Let's not forget what I just said about fuel and supplies. Mostly supplies. Fuel is looking fine. Combat can be expensive, you know. Can't afford to forget that. Yeah, we'll buy it off the open market. It's fine. It's fine. I've got cash. I've got money. And that's what colonies really do for you, is they let you be pretty reckless with your spending. Or, I wouldn't even call it reckless. It makes what would normally be reckless spending fine, which ends up saving you the hassle of looking for the best places to buy fuel and then dealing with patrols chasing you down because you used the black market. Just don't want to deal with any of that. You know, I'm above that sort of thing nowadays. Right? You know, I used the black market to get here, and now that I've started a legitimate business, well, now I'm going to look down on everyone who uses the black market like I did to get here. Because now I'm in the position of comfort where I can take moral superiority on everything. No, this has nothing to do with real life. Of course not. Alright, medium. That's not super interesting. It could have some loot, though. Speaking of loot, sometimes black holes do have research stations orbiting them. Sometimes. And speaking of black holes, let's not forget that I have abilities. Still not used to having these. But now is a perfect time to remember. Whoa. That's pretty good. Alright. Does this have nothing? Hold on, let me have a look. This is nothing. It has 3 stable points and a whole lot of nothing. No, I keep pressing 7 instead of 9. Okay, so I'm seeing some stuff. Let's try exploring. Let's see if any of this is real. There's no way that there's 4 fake signals. I don't believe it. That's way too many signals to be fake. Some of them are going to be fake for sure, but all of them? No way. One of them's got to be real. For sure. 100%. Definitely. Guys, I don't think they're real. I think that these are fake. I don't think... usually there's only 1, maybe 2 fake signals, but 4? Like, that's got to be a record. You know what? Maybe what you should do... Actually, hold on. Does this work? Let me test this out. If I go back into hyperspace and then go back into the system, does that reset the fake signals? No. Oh, this one's definitely... Hold on. This one's real. Hello? Why did I stop moving? I'm still holding the button. Because this one was pointing at a different direction when I was way up there. So this is probably real. If this isn't real, I'll be very upset. Guess I don't think it's real. This is so sad. I thought I was onto something there. Nope. looks like that's just a bunch of fake nonsense. There's actually nothing there. It's kind of incredible. Oh, here comes a parade. Yeah, I get it. You eat dry field energy or something. Whatever. Go away. I swear, this system is like a copy-paste of the last one. 3 stable points, some debris, and nothing else. At least there's not that many fake signals. In fact, it looks like there's something real. Right here. Yeah, okay, here comes the special fleet. Bounty Hunter. I don't know why they're so aggressive. Right? Like, I can understand Tritachyon putting a bounty on a bounty hunter, or more specifically, Rayan putting a bounty on a bounty hunter. But that doesn't explain why the bounty hunter just immediately attacks me. Do they know somehow that I've been hired to hunt them? Or is there's no way that there's a bounty on me. That wouldn't make sense. Yeah, it looks like they've all got level 7 officers. All of the combat ships. So we're looking at an average of, yeah, so most of them have 3S mods except for this, and this. Everything else is 3S mods. And they've all got level 7 officers. And you know what? All these ship selections are actually pretty decent. Although, what the heck is that? So this 4 burst PDs. This one's not going to do too much damage, to be honest. With just its main weapons are an Annihilator, a Mauler, and an HVD. That's not going to do much. This has a Heavy Needler. I'm seeing a machine. That weapons loadout is janky. Once again, not expecting too much. You could be dangerous. I'm seeing a Sabo, Light Needlers, High Intensity Laser, Phase Beams. Triple Light Needler and a Mjolnir. That's overkill. Even if you've got Ordnance Expertise and an S-modded Flux Distributor, that's overkill. You could do a Mjolnir with light autocannons, and like it's still overfluxed by a lot, but it's doable, for sure. But this is just too much. That's ridiculous. That's nonsense. Let's see. This is a support Medusa. Lots of beams, including beam missiles. You have a very fun loadout. HVDs and ion beams. So you're going to sit back and just be annoying. Gotcha. I'm seeing 1 harpoon and a squall and a heavy needler. I mean, you've got the squall and the harpoon, but the breach missile kind of pointless. The tropos, I guess, are okay. Heavy needler is okay. And then you. Yeah, so I'm not too super concerned about these loadouts. I mean, I've got 2 paragons, so it really doesn't matter. I'm overthinking this, but oh, I got 1% bonus XP. Yeah, I'm way overanalyzing it. Kind of no point. Let's go all in on them. Yeah, let's do it. So, no, just send the fastest one way out there, please. That would make more. Son of a. All right, well that's wasted supplies. It's never going to stop happening until I have 240 DP of combat ships. This is just going to keep happening because I'm going to keep clicking all and then not noticing that I double clicked. That's just the way it is. It's it's fate, really. Yeah, so it looks like they must have the ECM skill because they captured that real quick. All right, so Scarab, let's go. We want to take that out, because that could be annoying. It's even got an AM blaster. Damn. Nope, it is not letting me get close. I mean, luckily I don't actually need to capture these because the fleet is small enough. But if they have the ECM skill, this could actually be... These fights could actually be kind of difficult. Wow. Yeah, with those burst PDs, the Reaper did not get through. Yeah, that's not gonna hit. It's fine. We got this. Alright, Sunder time. Good night. It's easy as that. Yeah, let's not attack from the front. That would be unwise. Oh, that's already dead. Yeah, well, Paragons will do that to a guy. That's what Paragons... This man took 1 dose of Paragons, and look what happened to him. It's taken care of. Did I just bounce the Reaper into it? Dang, that would have been so cool if it actually exploded on the Hammerhead and not me. That would have been so cool. I mean, obviously, the game mechanics would never work that way. It would just be really cool if it happened. Yes, it looks like this thing with ECM is long enough capture range to prevent them from actually taking the point. But it's also got long-range beams, so it's kind of sitting at a distance where they don't want to engage it. Which is a little bit of an exploit of the AI. It's a good thing. It's very easy to deal with. Yeah, even with level 7 officers and a bunch of S mods and all that, this is not a big deal. There really is no substitute for volume. If you've got a small fleet, you're going to get crushed. And then the supply ships can easily be taken care of. Which, by the way, I can't... Even though I can't use hotkeys, even though I can see the numbers on the ships, I can't use the numbers to just say, hey, I want to send all the omens. Click 2. I can't do that for pursuits, which is a little bit of an oversight, I feel. That would be a perfect opportunity to make that faster and streamline that for the player. Yeah, I don't need a troop transport. No, sir. Look at that. Our reputation is finally climbing. Combat results. 13, 10,000, 25,000. I wonder which one was player piloted. Alright, so now we can go do these. We're up to 39. I'm guessing we'll get the Tesseract bounty when we hit 75. Alright, time to go do this. Oh, and let me double check the progress. Yeah, probably not going to hire you. Yeah, I think I'll leave that alone. Blockade, 9 days until arrival. Okay. Do I have a story point? No, I did not get a story point from that. Of course not, it was a tiny fleet. Why would I? Even if there was 1% bonus XP. Alright, let's go do this. Yeah, that was way overkill on the deployment, because now we're running... That burned through a lot of supplies. Not entirely my fault. The Prometheus decided to join the battle for morale purposes. Of course. Alright, what are we looking for here? It's in the heart of the system, so that's fine. It should just be right around the corner. Well, it's not quite the heart of the system, but close enough. Okay, and then there's a mining station, and there's, I think there was another one, another ship or something. Alright, I'll look at you. If you could give me level 7, that would actually be really cool. That would be so cool. I know there's only 4 per sector. Sometimes you can find 1 or 2 of them really early on and get lucky. Sometimes you just never find them. Another level 5. You worthless administrator. Come on. Now you're just messing with me. You're doing this on purpose. I don't need another administrator. Yeah, I'm not... Yeah, even when they're not active, you still have to pay like 10% of their salary. So that's 2,000 credits a month. I'm not paying for that. Go get into space. Just go back to the space. You're going back in the cryopod you came from, my friend. I do not need you. Wait, isn't this the exact skill set that I have here? It is. It even has the same elite skill. You're a clone. Hebe and Gula are clones. That's crazy. Man, if only you had helmsmanship instead of impact mitigation. So this looks like a template. Yeah, these two look like they're probably rolled up a template rather than a random skill set, if I had to guess. Yeah, we're just gonna not use these. Well, this one... Hold on. I mean, it's almost perfect for the Afflictor. Impact mitigation's a bit odd. Don't... Like, everything else is perfect. I would just rather have gunnery implants over impact mitigation. So, you know what? Yeah. I might as well just train up the officer. Get what I want. So that's done. We can go do this. Where is it? Heart of the system. Easy. Simple. Any shortcuts? Yes, we can go over here. Now, do hypershunts only appear on like supergiants, or can they go on regular blue giants? I'm actually not sure. Although I have noticed that depending on the size variance of blue giants is actually quite a bit in terms of just how much of the screen they take up. Like a regular blue giant could take up, you know, they're pretty big, but then a supergiant, the larger ones can be like, I have like twice the radius or something. It's ridiculous. Like this is pretty big, but a supergiant can get huge. So that's a neutron star. Lovely. Yeah, I'm gonna say there is almost certainly not a hypershunt here. But look at that, pretty. I have a sneaking suspicion that this is going to be irradiated. Actually, I'm not even going to survey it because I'm running out of supplies. Alright, let's just move on. Let's get out of here. Yeah, I'm actually running out of supplies. Well, that ain't good. Hold on. Alright, well, let's just go do this. It's fine. We'll just rush through this. And it'll be fine. This is a little off target. Yeah, that's good. Close enough. Might actually have to go slowly through storms. And this is why I want to S-mod solar shielding on everything. My next fleet, I might also go... my next fleet, I might just make like a really good logistics-focused fleet, in the sense of I'll probably S-mod like insulated engines and solar shielding on my capital ships. And then I'll just make builds that don't really need S-mod bonuses and can just crush the enemy regardless. That sort of thing. Probably conquests. Conquests are good for that. And then they also, you know, being battle cruisers, they have a higher burn speed, so you don't need a Nox. Or in this case, these have burn 7, gets up to effectively burn 8 thanks to navigation. So that gets you up to 16. And then with hyperspace, you know, hyperfield optimization, that gets you up to 19. So you need 1 Ox to get up to 20. So if you have battle cruisers instead are your slowest ship, with a speed of with an 8, that effectively gets up to 9 once you add in navigation. And then hyperfield optimization gets you up to 21. So that's a nice little thing. I guess I'll take all of that. Cool. And now we're going to head way up here. Am I going to get there in time? Probably not. Well, hold on. 18 days. We have 18 days. Heart of the system, mining station, some distance away. So we might not find the mining station. But that's fine, because I'm not really in it for the money. Obviously. I've got other ways to make money. And there is a slipstream right here. Perfect. Okay. Am I going to have enough fuel to get back? Well, as long as I don't run out of supplies, I guess that's not going to be a big issue. And there's probably going to be loot in this system that we can work with. I think it's going to be fine. I'm going to be optimistic about this. Although it's probably because I decided to stop mothballing this thing, and now it's just draining a bunch of resources. Yeah, those things are expensive until you can get, like, efficiency overhaul on them. What was I looking for? Oh yeah, this is not gonna... We're not gonna do that. 8 days? It's not happening. You know, the funny thing about having combat music is I honestly just don't even notice it. Like, I notice it at the start of the battle, but then by the time I'm actually in combat, I just completely it completely gets tuned out. I don't even notice that it's there. Yeah, let's not hit any storms. Please. Okay, we made it through. So, right here. Oh, look at that. Heart of the system means that we can find one of them. The other one, yeah, it's going to fail in probably like a few seconds. Yeah, there it is. So we'll get a few blueprints here. Another weapons cache, not quite what I was looking for. Hey, look at that. After I've manifested it into existence. See, that's the thing. If you talk about something and the game doesn't give it to you, it's because the game is listening to you and doing it out of spite. But if it does give it to you, then you manifested it. So no matter what result there is, it was definitely because of what you... Whoa. Hold on. This is perfect. This is exactly what I needed. This is... So there's 5 basic templates, and 4 of them have a couple variants. This is the high-tech template, but specifically, it's the high-tech template. There's 2 templates. One of them gets... So the first 6 skills here are fixed for both. One template gets ordnance expertise, the other one gets systems expertise. If it got systems expertise, then it would be better for like a Medusa or something. But with ordnance expertise, that's perfect for a Paragon. I mean, look at it. It's got the skills that I already want. Helmsmanship, combat endurance, field modulation, target analysis, ordnance expertise. But then it also gets energy weapon and gunnery implants. This is beautiful. This is perfect. All the dilemma that I was having before is just gone. This is it. This is so like, I could just fire you. I could just fire this person. I don't need you. Damn. Look at that. No, not on a Fury. I want you here. Now, I do need to retrain you a little bit, because I want you to be aggressive and not steady. And elite gunnery implants, not super useful. Elite ordnance expertise is okay. I definitely want to move gunnery implants, the elite bonus, over to target analysis, for sure. All right, 1% ECM versus the extra damage. I'm going to take the extra damage. The choice between more flex capacity versus the repair. Now that the repair actually repairs you up to full, it's pretty good. The extra capacity... I don't need this anymore. I could switch that over and get more caps. Do I want that? It's like 4,000 extra flux. No, it's less than that. Yeah, it's more like 3,800. 3,800. Like, that's okay. Versus the repair could keep it... Well, it's not like it has damage control, so it's not going to be crazy good. Yeah, well. It doesn't matter too much. I'll just leave it there for now. And then once I get another story point, I'll retrain, make you aggressive, and move this over to this. And I can't believe it, but I actually got lucky with that. I got one of the perfect template for... Out of the 9 options, I got the perfect one for a Paragon. That is just incredible. It was fate, obviously. It's the only explanation. Alright, well, let's try to get out of here alive, because I'm at 5 supplies. Yeah, we're going to start going home now. Almost out of fuel. Unfortunately, I was sitting here saying, yeah, I'll just find stuff. I did not find stuff. That did not happen. I found stuff that just didn't drop much. You know what? I could try killing these guys. Hey, look, we found a little bit more. Hold on. Turn that on. Oh, they're not running. They're going to actually fight. Well, I want to contribute without spending too many supplies. So I'm going to send in the omens. They'll get there faster, and they're going to contribute, and they'll consume... The ratio of supplies consumed to contribution. Well, hold on. At this point, I don't even get to do anything. I probably didn't even need to deploy them. Damn. What was this? What are they thinking, not retreating as soon as I joined? That's... what a bunch of silly guys. What a bunch of doofuses. I would make a joke out of this, but I'm so flabbergasted at how foolish you are. I wonder what's making the AI actually think it has a chance here. Because it clearly doesn't. Well, so you might as well go full assault at this point. So you can actually contribute. Yeah, let's prioritize these ones so they don't escape. Because they look like they want to. Whoever's in charge of this ship is probably seems to be smarter than the rest of the fleet, because he actually is like, hey, hold on. I gotta get out of here. Yeah, it's a little late to have that realization, but it's good to have it late rather than never. Alright, so we're gonna claim victory. Join the pursuit. Yep. Send in a couple. Okay. That's some stuff. Yep. That is, in fact, some stuff. We're back to 0 supplies. Of course, I need to stop repairs. If I take the slip and slide, it does look like it curves this way. So if I take this the other way, can we make this work? Because fuel costs are very, very low in a slipstream. So even though it looks like I can't make it back, that's normal travel. Traveling this way... Yeah, see, we've already got an AI inspection when we're under a blockade. Has the blockade arrived? Let me check. Yes. Yes, it has. This blockade's annoying, but it shouldn't be the end of the world. Yeah, if we can ride this even further... Depends on how far it goes. If we get closer to the core worlds, then we can drop a distress beacon and hopefully not have to wait forever. Yeah, it's really going to depend. Oh, perfect, perfect, perfect. Well, not quite perfect. You could curve the other way, please. Now, it looks like it does, but I've got to cross this way. Yep, okay, so now we're going to mothball all these. And you. This is going to be rough. So this... What? Oh, right, the Ox, of course. Forgot about you. This is going to be rough. Let's try to stay in the slipstream and get... Pursuing your fleet. I've got all the omens mothballed, but we could probably still take them with everything else. Although this goes upwards, which is annoying. We are so close to the core world. I think what we can do is we can kill this fleet. It should drop enough fuel that we can maybe get... We could get to this black hole, activate Slip Surge, and then shoot ourselves close enough that we'll land here. Something like that. Yeah, thanks for showing up just in time to donate some fuel. I appreciate it. Actually, do I even need to deploy the Paragons? Alright, well, this is going to be... This is going to be fun. They don't have any Eradicators from what I saw, so I'm really not super worried about this. I do see cobras. I did give them those at some point. Alright, now we make our escape. Yes, there's a little Shrike chasing us. He's but a child compared to the full fury. Alright, let's not overload. Like, I get it, there's some fighters and you're a little timid and scared. Look, you can just vent. It's as simple as that. Got him. Okay. That's another one down. Yeah, no, don't fire your sabos and then back off. That's a fool's maneuver. Yeah, we are very high on flux, I see. But we're getting away. We're fine. Yeah, there's a bunch of talons. Whatever. It's fine. Yep. Taken care of. You can kill that, and we can finish off all this stuff over here. No, go this way, please. No. You, not you. The other one. So we want to go catch this guy. And I missed. No, I just hit, but in a more advanced way. That's what that was. It was a trick shot. You know, no thanks. I'm not going to get hit by those. Really rather not. Can you please stay on target instead of running away when there's... Like, please make more intelligent choices. I would appreciate it. There's no reason for you to be backing off in that situation. Yeah, the Cobras, they need a little bit of a run-up in order to actually fire their missiles, so looks like they're having a bit of hard time. There we go. Okay, so that's gone. That just leaves you, our little friend. And that took out, yep, easy as that. Right, and of course, I am kind of, can't use the omens for this. 144 fuel, okay, cool. Cool. Have some supplies. So we can maintain the fuel a little bit, the fleet a little bit longer. Oh, I can use slip search right from here. Probably better to use it at the black hole, though. I think it costs the same amount of fuel and supplies no matter what system you use. So it's better to use a bigger one in this situation. God, this is slow. But that did give us enough supplies, alright? That was a very efficient use of supplies. Especially since we're not even bothering to repair the ships. Alright, let's get over here. I can, in fact... Hold on. If I set that there... Yeah, damage, whatever. I'm in the core worlds, baby. Let's go. Let's go. That was an epic maneuver. That was one of the maneuvers of all time, really. Well, I think this is the same system, so it's fine, I guess. Look at that. They said I wouldn't make it. Oh, right, of course. Right, of course, because when you get pulled into a gravity well, it doesn't ask you if you want to turn on your transponder, and I forgot that. Yeah, it's not my fault. It's the game's fault, okay? Game mechanics. You understand. No, you don't. You're an NPC. Alright, let's just buy stuff. And let's sell stuff. We're cutting it close, but it's more exciting that way. Alright, now we want to repair everything. That's a lot. Alright, and these are mothballed still, so let's undo that. Repair those two. Yep. I'm going to need more supplies. And fuel. But we can get that elsewhere. We can go over to our friends at Scathy. Damn, look at that. They're already... I haven't even dealt with the blockade yet. And that's what I'm talking about. I think that's a little... Okay. I'm starting to see why people are complaining about it being too fast. When I first started it up, there was nothing going on. But now... Like, what is this? It's been up for I've managed to do very little in the time between the Persean League sending their blockade, and now I've got this AI inspection to deal with. Okay. We're going to upgrade to military base. And if we can get a little more cash, we can get a Star Fortress there, too. But first we're going to deal with the blockade. Which might be easier than some people might suspect. Of course, you can just join the Persean League. Actually, joining the Persean League right now would solve a lot of problems. It would get rid of the blockade, and once you're in the Persean League, you don't have to worry about AI inspections. So it would solve both of these problems right now. But of course, you know, I'm an independent starfarer, all right? I don't need no trade agreements. I don't need no protection agreements, all right? I don't need none of that. Obviously. Well, all right, hold on. You know what? I also forgot that the gates are a thing that exist. You know, after all that panicking to get to this black hole to shoot myself here, there were gates that I could use. Yeah, it's fine. It's not a big deal. All right, let's just go use them now. Actually, they were probably... Hold on, let me check the gates. Well, there was this one. Right, that's what I should have done. Instead of driving straight there, I should have used this gate. There's too many... There's like several different options. You've got slipstreams, you've got slip surge, and you've got gates. It's too much. It's too complicated. I'm having a hard time remembering that I've unlocked everything. Alright, let's just go... Well, not quite home. We're going next to home. But we got plenty of fuel. Unlike that last time. We got plenty of fuel, so we can just go straight home. Alright, well, we'll get to see what the blockade looks like pretty soon. I hope you were excited. It's going to be so cool watching them stand there and harass our stuff. Well, I don't see where they are. They're not, like, immediately next to everything. That's fine. We can just dump all of this. Alright. And open market, we can sell most of those. I'm going to take back 150 because I do... Nope. Let me take it. Nope. This is getting annoying. There we go. Excellent. Okay, and we're just over 1 million. So yeah, I'm going to do this now. Upgrade to Star Fortress. Yes. It looks like it bugged out there for a second. Alright, and that should actually get our stability up. That'll be cool. And it'll be well defended. Do I have more AI cores? Yes, I do. I have 2 more alpha cores. Well, if the hegemony's already on their way, might as well use more of them, right? Because I am just going to kill them. Well, it depends. I guess the inspection fleets might be stronger than they were in previous releases. And if they're a lot stronger, it might be an issue. Yeah, blockaded. The effects will continue until the blockading force leaves or is soundly defeated. Speaking of which, I hear that a lot of these crises are actually not tied to factions, but rather tied to planets. So if you have an Nexerolin activated and some other faction takes control of Kazaron, then whatever faction is in control of Kazaron is the one responsible for the blockade. So it looks like the crisis system has kind of gotten a little wonky when it comes to mods. Especially since it turns out if you use Nexerolin to conquer Kazaron, then what happens is your faction sends a blockade against itself. Very silly. Yeah, Freeport, Commerce, and still at 10 stability. Look how cool that is. Do I need the management bonus for myself? Let me see. That cancels out. That cancels out. So what you're left with is 1, 2, 3. Yes, I do. Okay. In fact, the management bonus is getting me up to exactly 10. That's neat. Alright, we've got pretty much everything we need to deal with this. I'm going to leave you in storage for now. Look at our storage, full of just so much stuff. Could be a lot worse, though. Yeah, I don't think we're immediately in need of anything. We can just go do this. If I could get some story points in the process, that'd be awesome. It's just a question of where is the blockade. So I'm going to say that's one of them. You know, if I would hazard a guess. Grand Armada. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of capitals, a lot of cruisers, and a lot of S-mods. This one, the detachment, is a lot weaker. Like, this one I could crush easily. This one, I'm assuming they have, like, level 7 officers as well. Just like that mercenary fleet. I mean, like, the mercenary fleet, it was small, but eventually they are going to get bigger. And what's going to happen is they're going to have, like, triple S mods and everything, and level 7 officers and everything. So getting a lucky level 7 officer, I mean, they have that on everything. Speaking of which, that's right, I can change over auxiliary thrusters. I don't need that right now. See, it looks like they're hanging out on the other side of the system. And I would love to deal with that before dealing with this. And I know of a way to do that very quickly. Obviously, we could just kill the big guy, but we're going to be sneaky. I mean, why not? Let's get this done. Detachment, supply fleet. Bingo. And these detachments are pretty normal. Like, each of these detachments, honestly, I could probably take on 2 at a time. It'll just, or maybe even 3 at a time. It might just be a meat grinder. But if your fleet's not that strong, then what you want to do is you want to snipe the supply fleets. Grand Armada, though, I would like to avoid. So they're Tritaken's still sending corporate traders as well as commerce raiders. That's interesting. Sending both. Persean League attachment. Looks like they don't just... this one's coming for me. By itself. Com request. What do you want? That's a nonsense. If I were part of the Persean League, this could be avoided. And submit to your bullying. Not likely. Yeah, you guys don't even stand a hint of a chance, honestly. Like, this is not even close. You didn't even bring any capital ships. Like, come on. That's just embarrassing. Showing up to a war with your pants down, essentially. Well, of course, you know, player fleets don't need capital ships, but that's because you can actually build a fleet that's designed around that. You can build like a big... You can get like Wolfpack tactics and automated ships and stack up a ton of Gamma Core Glimmers. And then also have a bunch of human-piloted, like, Hyperions. You could go all in on frigates, for sure. It would struggle against some types of enemies, but... it would definitely get you through the game's content. Yeah, I don't think beams are going to be a super big issue. Yeah, see, that's one of the cool things about playing this type of ship. Is you can actually, for both Sabos and Dragonfires, you can use Plasma Burn to just kind of snipe them out of the air with your shield. And there, which can save your allies. Very cool. It's a special technique. Highly recommended. There we go. Now you are dead. Of course, when you snipe them out of the air, it's hard flux instead of soft flux. So, Well, you know, Sabos, you actually just take less total damage. Sabos are different. But when it comes to Dragonfires, it turns soft flux from the beam into hard flux when you actually just ram into it. Right, and of course that Paladin is not going to let any missiles through. Paladins are pretty good, it's just hard to find a ship that can afford to mount them. Like, yeah, it's cute having that on the champion, but these champions would be a lot scarier if they actually had weapons. You know? Like, that high energy focus is really going to waste when you've got, like, what? IR pulse lasers? No. You want to run, like, a big gun. Usually a beam, too, because the thing is, while close-range champion builds are really fun, by the time you get to late game, you need to focus on range with your cruisers in order to take on some late game challenges. Well, I guess you don't need to, but especially if you're stacking up just a bunch of, like, champions. Like, I've done a fleet with, like, just 8 champions, supported by Gamma Core Glimmers. Well, not actually Alpha Core Glimmers, now that I think about it. Yeah, and I did that, and I tried them with a close range build, and it was cool, and definitely at certain stages of the game it's pretty cool. But really when it comes to champions, if you're stacking up 8 of them, you want to do a long range build. Partly because the thing about long range builds in the late game is that, right, obviously in a 1v1, range gives you an advantage. But it's an even bigger advantage the more ships there are, because if you have 5 ships with long range, they can all concentrate fire on a single target. But if they have short range, getting them, they have to get really close in order to all surround the same target. I hope you can imagine the difference there. It is a lot easier to concentrate fire on a single target when you have longer range. And then when you add in the way shield mechanics work, where you can block damage with your shields and then back up and vent, you really want to be able to concentrating fire is really important so that you can not only get out through their flux, but then finish them off before they get a chance to vent. And so stacking up many long-range ships in the late game ends up being better. Whereas in the early game, the choices tend to lean actually more towards short-range builds. Yeah, we'll just pursue. And yeah, you guys didn't... You did not live. Shocker. Yeah, I'm not going to fight all of you at once. No thanks. I'm going to go repair. Let's see, detachment. Actually. Oh, hold on, what have you got? Well, you get systems expertise, obviously. Perfect. I've got 2 story points now, so I can go deal with you. Move this over here, aggressive. Just like that. Beautiful. Okay, so, let's see. Yeah, I don't want to deal with the Grand Armada. Because that brings quality. I can deal with quantity a lot easier. Okay. Yeah, let's buy a bunch of supplies. Let's buy 1,000. And fill up our fuel tanks. Did I only get 30,000? Wait, what? Oh, that must be for... I must have taken a bunch from stockpiles. Income. An obligation from your past, and... No, that was it. Oh, right, my income is way down because of the blockade reducing accessibility, so income is just tanked, of course. It's still in the positive, which is nice. That's nice. But it would be a lot higher if it didn't have that minus 60%. Alright. See, they're... Okay. They're attacking the church. That's, a little surprising. But they did kind of abandon... Are the supply fleets isolated now? Hold on. That's a detachment. That's a detachment. Supply fleet, yeah. It's just sitting at the point. Actually, if you want to join this battle... No? You can definitely see me. If you're not going to join the battle, then that's fine. Alright. Sure. I will just kill your supply fleets if you don't mind. And apparently you don't. Like, I don't even need the capitals for this. They have 2 supply fleets, by the way. You need to kill both. Yeah, there's that combat music. I noticed it this time. Yeah, like, up until now, I've just completely forgot that that was even playing. I simply do not hear it. I am tuned in to the game. Yeah, I think FTL's combat music fits pretty well. Of course, I'm sure people will have their own recommendations for what could be good combat music for this game. There's lots of things you can try. It would be nice if there was ways to, like, make it dynamic with what's going on in the battle, but of course, that would be not only difficult, that would require the... That would probably require... Like, you probably can't mod that. That would probably just require Alex to actually do it himself. Oh, I missed. That's unfortunate. Why am I turning to... Oh, okay, wow. There's actually so many graviton beams on me that it was forcing my ship to turn to the left. That's how many graviton beams there were. It was actually forcing my ship to turn. Yeah, once again, that's a lot of graviton beams. I mean, luckily, the only thing that seems to have anti-armor capability is these little green guys. But they're only coming off of the Conquest, the Hydras. So it kind of doesn't matter. Speaking of, probably a good idea to have the Omens actually close by, so that they can remove a lot of those, right? They have a lot of hang time, right? They're sitting there for a while. And so that's a long time that they could just be shot down by an Omen. Yeah, I mean, the supply fleet's just going to crumple. Please don't fire your sables at max range, AI. Why would you do that? I mean, if you're firing it at max range while you're backing up and the enemy's moving towards you, that makes sense. But if the enemy's the one backing up and you're moving towards them, then it's never going to reach, and that should just be obvious. Like, that's the kind of mistake that the AI, I really hope, wouldn't make. Ah, dang. I was really close to getting... Ooh, Dragonfire, hello. Alright, well, let's intercept this one. Yeah, looks like you're not having a good time. As it stands, they don't have too much finishing power. Yeah, you gotta use Fortress Shield a little bit earlier, my friend. Unfortunately, I don't think I have enough DPS to actually get through the fortress, through the, Come on. There we go. Alright, that's taken care of. Let's intercept all those. Yeah, you're starting to get more and more isolated, my friend. It's not looking good for you. Clean you up. Okay, apparently everything's on cooldown. There we go. Yeah, so there's just this champion being harassed by like an Omen. And soon to be another Omen. Yeah, all your friends got cleaned up. That kind of sucks, doesn't it? Yeah, let's do that. Let's try to catch him instead of letting him escape. Okay, another one, a Reaper. It's taking a long time to come up. Cooldown, there we go. Yeah, and we just... That's over. Victory. It's a lot of support ships there. It'd be a shame if I had lots of fast ships that can delete them. Yeah, you noticed a little bit late, my friend. Let's go to hyperspace. And let's go over here. The other supply fleet is okay. Nope. Alright, you can fight me if you want. That's fine. Let's go back over here. We'll do this over here. Okay, nope. They've all got... They came back. Are they gonna follow me? No. Okay, cool. They came back. Dang. That was, whew. I do have a story point to dodge them if I need to. But to be honest, I mean, let's try fighting a few of them. Let's see. You are a detachment traveling around. Let's see if I can get it. See if I can at least spot the supply fleet. There it is. So if I can get these guys over here. They definitely see me. They're not rushing towards me just yet. In fact, they're acting... Sometimes they just chase you down. Sometimes they just don't. Yeah, we can take on this. This is pretty easy. 121%, no problem. I don't see the issue. Alright, just gotta remember to have the Medusa's escort. We'll see how that goes. And that should give me enough to deploy the Fury. Once I captured these, and come on. There we go. Set you to search and destroy. Alright. Looks like they're cutting across this way, so 3 can go here, 4 can go here. Yeah, and the Persean League likes to use interceptors. They don't use bombers, they stick to interceptors. It's part of their faction identity. Oh yeah, fire your missiles at me if you like. I'm not going to be there by the time they arrive. To be honest. Yeet. Okay. So it looks like the AI killed a single frigate over here. Well, at least it killed something on its own. That's nice. And there's a perfect opportunity to kill something else. Actually, the pairing of the interceptors with the beam missiles might actually be a genius idea. It might actually be really good. Because that means that you just have so many targets that you've got to intercept at all times. And of course, omens are pretty good for that, so I think I'm going to be fine. But it might actually be a good pairing, just in terms of doctrine or strategy. Okay, do you need to be constantly intercepting frigates? Like, I appreciate they're actually succeeding at it. But I do want to actually be killing larger targets at some point, so being a little closer to them makes that easier, you know? Let's not focus on the omen, actually, or monitor. And see this, firing sabos from max range. Just, no. No, don't do that. So you fired your sabos at this guy, and then like backed off because another frigate was chasing you? And then also, everything's on cooldown for some reason. Yep, that's it. No problem. Okay. Let's kill this. Actually, let's capture this point. Might as well. And here. Ah, come on. That almost worked. Unfortunately, Reaper is on cooldown. Come on. There we go. I'm completely surrounded by enemies. This is not good. How did the AI end up over here? I said get closer to the battle, not get into the middle of it. Come on now. Okay, I do want to drop my shields, but that's a lot of claws. I'll let the AI handle that. Should be fine. Yeah, it does not tend to do reckless things when surrounded by fighters. Yeah, missiles are not going to get through because of that champion. Unfortunate. Still dead though, so it's fine. Yeah, not enough range, bozo. And yeah, shield engines are offline, of course. So let's not get in the Paragon's way. Let's just let it do its thing. Alright, so we're a bit high on flux. Let's get out of the way. There we go. Yeah, at some point the enemy capital ships disappeared. I wonder how that happened. Crazy. It's crazy how they just stopped existing. And let's get you. So yeah, if you got a weaker fleet that it doesn't seem like it could take on a bunch of stuff, you can just... Yeah, the Afflictor is running out of peak performance. Hold on, where are you? 7. You can retreat, that's fine. So we're not going to bother with these at this point. In fact, I don't think I need to bother with that. You can just kill that. 3, you can kill that. 4, you can go for there. Brilliant. Now, what are you doing? You're down here. Perfect. Taking down the little guys. And here comes the big boy. Yeah, it's cleaned up very easily. So if your fleet doesn't seem very strong, you want to just isolate the supply fleets, which are even easier than this. Right, because this is a supply fleet plus a full detachment. And I think it's just the 2. I think this at this point the blockade should dissolve. In fact, I probably could have gone for like plus 300% bonus XP by, or maybe even 400 just by fighting like 3 detachments at once. Yeah, simple as that. Do I want to recover any of those? Not really. I'll let them go. I'll just salvage them the normal way. Turning them into scrap material. Brilliant. Blockade defeated. Simple as that. They no longer have their supply fleets, so they're going to leave. And I could fight all of these too. Like, it would just be more of the same. The only thing that was even running out of peak performance was the Afflictor. Everybody else was doing just fine. So yeah, I could have just fought them more head-on, but... And that would have got me, like, more bonus XP and stuff. It's just not necessary. Of course, there's also the option, if your fleet's not even strong enough to do that, then you also have the option of just joining the League. But, I mean, you should be strong enough that you can find a way to sneakily snipe the supply fleets. I guess the only question is, can you do that before the next crisis shows up? Which was where you might run into issues. Yeah, that being said, it has not actually deployed yet. We still got a few months. And destroying all of those, as it turns out, destroying all of those fleets does delay the next crisis, even though there is blowback. Alright, so I think we're just going to drop in these cores onto... well, let's have a look. Both of them have 2. Patrol HQ Megaport. Megaport Commerce. I guess I'll put them in, like, the Star Fortresses. It seems, oh no, you know what? I want it here. And the reason I want it here is because of organs. Normally, at size 6, it produces 1 organ, but demands 3. And then an Alpha Core reduces the demand from 3 to 2, and increases the production from 1 to 2. So having an alpha, so it goes from not meeting its own demand to being perfectly able to meet its own demand, which is great. So organs are now met right here. And then any other... Well, I guess the administrator does have, what's it called? It has the one that increases production, right? So if I put, once the other colony gets, yeah, industrial planning. So once the other colony gets to size 6, then I could put the alpha core over there, and it'll have a production of 3, so then I don't even need a core here. It won't be necessary. That'll be cool. And also, it seems like I only lost 60,000 credits on this one. It was probably the other planet where it got a lot worse with that accessibility penalty. Huh. I guess hostilities with other factions... Yeah, we're now hostile with the Persean League. Okay. That's why our accessibility is lower than before, so we have more hostile interactions than before. So we could go... Yeah, I mean, I could save up like a bunch of Raspberry Pis and give them to the Persean League to try and get a reputation up high enough that they're not hurting our accessibility. I may want to do that in the future. Right, so I guess with this last AI core, drop it here. And over here, still building that, still upgrading that. That's fine. Yeah, we're looking pretty good. Did I get any store points? I did. Alright. So we can get some more upgrades. Well, first of all, solar shielding on you. So now we've got the Paragons more or less maxed out to the best of my ability. I mean, this thing, level 7 officer, that's just crazy. Let's just throw a bunch of capitals at it. Should be able to handle. I mean, it should be able to handle that even without a level 7 officer. But with a level 7 officer, it should be even better. I mean, on-officer capital ships versus capital ship with player skills S mods. Yeah, it's like it's fighting cruisers, really. They don't stand a chance. Actually, having combat music is really fun with Fortress Shields because, you know, the battle sounds all get drowned out when you activate Fortress Shields, but the music stays the same. It's like, oh yeah, there's music. I can hear the singing. But it's a different kind of singing. It's not the, you know... Is what I would say if I chose songs with lyrics, but that would be weird. It's not the kind of music that you normally listen to in the middle of a battle in a video game. He's taking a little bit of damage, which might be a good reason why I would want the repair instead of the extra flux. But I think I'm going to leave it on the extra flux. It's probably going to have more value overall. Unless I want to go grabbing reinforced bulkheads, get even more repair, but I don't think so. Dang, just look at that. Look at him go. Ooh. Damage. But the Paragon prevails. The peerless Paragon prevails pragmatically. Okay, so that's one, and we got 2 more. Do I want to go for solar shielding, or do I want to go for more combat effectiveness? I don't think I'm too worried about combat effectiveness. You have that, you have that, you do not, you do not. Yeah, you know what, let's put it on the supply ships. Let's put it on the supply ships. Even though that's probably not the right choice, I'm going to do it. Okay, and solar shielding, where are you? I've got to remove one of these, that's right. solar shielding, and then we can go back to where we were before. With that, and with that. Okay, and so we've got 1 point for disengaging, just in case. We've got S-modded solar shielding on all of our logistics ships, plus the Furies, plus the Paragons. So now we've just got to do all the little ships, and then our fleet will be entirely immune to hazards. And I think that's a good place to leave it off. So that's about it. See ya.